This message is to all those unhappy wives, confused men that are married to them. I'm gonna tie this little message up into such a bow, but I'm gonna start off by showing what I'm doing right now. I'm chopping up wood, and all this wood, where this came from is my friend Blaine was doing a house reno, and instead of just dumping all this wood into the landfill, I said, hey, I mean, rather than paying to fill up the landfill, just drop it off here. I'll chop it up and I'll stack it up and I'll use it into kindling, and it'll be A, save you money, B, it is one of those tasks where it's like, just feels good to do with minimal brain activity, minimal effort, and then it can provide warmth. So it's a sweet deal. Everyone win-win, right? And so I was sitting here as I was pondering this, and I don't know if you're a person that sells anything or is in like a home-based business, or you have your own company or whatever it is, you can relate to what I'm about to say next. And for those that don't sell anything, I want to give you an exercise just for fun. Just go to somebody and be like, hey, I got this thing I'm selling. You want to buy it? It's only $100 or $50, $20. Give yourself any amount, and just see what their immediate response is. Because I would wager, test me on this. I wager they'd be like, I wish the money's tight now. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? This everything going on, don't have the money, and and we hear it as people that are in business for ourselves or actively raising money for causes. This statement of, oh, sorry, wish I could. You know how it is, because no one's going to argue that point, right? No one's going to be like, oh, you don't have money, because we want to be responsible. We want to be smart. And this is the root cause of unhappy wives, because I had this poor woman come in the other day, and she would love to take care of herself, but she just doesn't have the money. And in fact, I'm putting on a workshop it's a $500 workshop I'm doing for $50, and I only have a couple spots left today. I have 3 spots left today. Wednesday's booked out, and Thursday I think I have 2 or 3 spots left. And I'm only doing this because one of my members is like, you're leaving us, Devin. You got to teach us the tools in order to help with our pain and our anxiety and our exhaustion. And so I said, okay, I'll do it for them. So it's a $500 workshop. Literally, we'll walk away with 10 times the value of $50. And this girl's like, just, mom got these kids. And then I'm talking to her more, and I find out that she's super upset because her husband, she found a secret credit card statement where her husband has a whole bunch of online charges for like porn sites. So there in essence is the ridiculous thing. So let me do a quick poll. No one's gonna vote on this poll, but I'll do it anyways. Can anyone raise their hand and be like, you know what, that investment of porn really paid dividends? My gosh, now that I got porn, I have the motivation to work out. I now can be a better father, be a better worker. Does anyone say that? Is anyone like, yeah, I'm really glad I paid for that porn? And by the way, is porn even a thing that people pay for? I was so shocked. I'm like, isn't porn just free? Isn't that the reason why it's such a big deal for developing males and minds? Is this free thing they have access to? Back where, when the internet was new and I was young, it's like, that porn was not free. Now it's like porn's everywhere. So, what level of stupid is someone at when they're paying for their thing that is actually just free? And there's our situation that we're in. Because what I've noticed from a decade of being a pediatric chiropractor and taking care of thousands of families is that the better mom is taken care of, the better the rest of the family is taken care of. It doesn't really work out the other way, unless what the guy is doing is actually investing in resiliency, which I'm going to go ahead and hit you with a little shocker. Porn doesn't fit in that category. There's only 3 things that fit into the category of investing into resilience, and that is brain to body communication, body to body, so one person to another person, and then brain to God. That's it. Those are 3 things that you can improve resiliency within a man. Those are the things that will have a return on a man's investment. Women, though, you do whatever the woman wants. They intuitively know makes them better, and then they're better at taking care of it. And this is so evolutionarily evident. And if you look at cortisol levels in moms, because when a mom has an elevated cortisol level while she's pregnant, it directly affects the development of the baby. And when mom has lower cortisol levels, it directly affects the development of the baby. Moms that are happier, less stressed through pregnancy end up growing babies that are happier and less stressed. It literally programs the rest of the family for mom's state. So therefore, ipso facto, whenever, and this I lead these pregnancy classes, or I used to in my clinic, I would have the guys in there. I'm like, if mama is feeling stressed about something, what's the rule? The rule is she's right. Because even if she's wrong, she's right. Because her stress level directly affects the baby's development. So now, here we are. Do you think, even with the knowledge of, oh my gosh, this poor mom who is stressed out of her gourd and inflammation levels, she's exhausted, she's now snapping at her kids, which she feels terrible about, she shames herself about. She doesn't have the energy to play with the kids. And she knows, and this is the truth, isn't it? Because moms, you know what you need. And she knows what she needs. Do you think she will spend the money on herself, even after finding out that her husband has now ran up credit card bills with a secret credit card to negatively impact himself? And what's this person's health picture? Addicted to alcohol, sick, stressed, snappy, spending money to be miserable. So the question is, I don't know how do we balance this equation? Well, dare I say it, could I tie this thing back into what I'm doing right now? Cutting this wood into things that can be used. I think what the solution is starting to think about energy, time, money as an investment rather than a thing you spend. And an investment then has a dividend. And so now this is a controversial topic also. Maybe it is. It should be. Because our investment strategies is this. If I give my employer money, and they'll put it in a retirement account, maybe I'll make money. It's like investments are even based on luck. If the market crashes, bad luck. Market goes up, good luck. But there is one thing that you can invest in that will have a dividend that you can measure if you're aware of it. And that is your brain's ability to talk to your body, your ability to connect with other people, and your ability to connect to God. And that measurement is luck. And I've now been studying this. In fact, that's the question that I ask a lot of our members is if you'd rather be smart or lucky. And then most people who are in a stressed state, their shoulders are rocks. They feel sick to their stomach because they have anxiety. They're overweight and they feel like shit about themselves because they're like, I know all the things. And by the way, doesn't everyone know what they should do, right? But they just don't. And all those people will typically say, I'd rather be smart. And then I have to ask the question, are you smart right now? You hate your job, you hate your relationship, you're stressed out of your gourd, you feel sick all the time, you can't exercise, so you're out of shape and you hate your body. What smart decisions have you made? Okay. And they're like, oh, that feels negative. But I've made all my decisions with this desire to be smart because I'd rather be smart. And then I have to define the explanation is a little bit better. So would you rather be smart or would you rather be lucky? So like smart is you do something that's smart, you get a predictable response. Lucky is you do what you feel is right and you put every ounce of effort into it. And then randomly, you come across like these things like, oh my God, look at this incredible thing I found. That's luck, I didn't earn that thing. And that, my friends, is what happens automatically when you create symmetry within the nervous system. Because our prefrontal cortex is so advanced, it's faster than the fastest supercomputer by multiple factors. And so when you do those three things, connect brain to body, connect with other people, and then brain back to God, it's amazing how lucky people start to get. Like, isn't that crazy? So would you rather have a nervous system that thinks everything through, analyzes it, makes that smart decision, even though you have no data to show that you're qualified for that, if you're miserable in your job, if you're not in shape, and you're in some form of, I couldn't just frivolously give my friend money if they asked for it. I don't know if you have the qualification to make a decision that's smart. I certainly don't. I've just been lucky. Oh, here we go. We're going to tie it back in. That's how lucky I am that I got a carport, and I have a friend that was doing a renovation. Then I had this wood that I now have fire starter for my house. Isn't that lucky? It's incredible. And it's a fun job to do. I have all these jobs I have to do. This is like one of those super simple ones. It's just fun. Isn't that lucky? And this is what I've noticed across the board. And I couldn't really explain it until neuroscience had caught up. Is that our prefrontal cortex solves problems before we even identify them if our nervous system is in balance, if it's symmetrical. Meaning it can perceive a stress and then immediately remain in a calm and confident state. So, Jamie, good to see you. If you would like to join me tonight, I have 3 spots left tonight for the total nervous system reset workshop. It's a $500 workshop. It's 2 hours long. It's tonight between 6 and 8 p.m. I most likely will have it booked full. I'm getting messages back right now within the next probably hour. And then I have another one on Thursday, which I think I have three or four spots left still. So if you'd like to learn how to bring balance within your nervous system, and again, it's not anything that you know right now, or else you would be doing it. It's only something that I have figured out after 12 years in clinical practice, and then leaving that clinical practice because of a physical breakdown and having to remove myself from immense stress, and then living in the jungle for a year with my family, and then studying under the experts of the world for HRV, vagus nerve function, and prefrontal cortex function, PhDs. It is not something that you will know, but it's something in 2 hours you can learn how to totally reset the nervous system, release anxiety, release pain, increase circulation, reduce inflammation, and then convert exhaustion back into energy. You got all the energy you need. You're just using it to hold all the stress in your body. Once it's released, game on. Don't comment below. Send me a message directly if you want to walk in one of those spots.